It is Monday, May 4th, 2026. Let's start with the S&P. So, first things first, Friday's candle was black. It was a little bit spiky, and it did play out. Today's candle is actually a bearish engulfing candle. We briefly were traded above the body of last Friday's candle. So, Friday's bearish candle played out. Today's candle's arguably more bearish. Leans a little bit red for at least down to the 10 MA again. Note for 10 MA, 71.56. So we should in theory be down 40 points or so tomorrow morning. Daily momentum continues to weaken. Now the concern should be to the bears, that maybe we just level out here and then we have a secondary up wave into late May and carrying into June. Of course, we could put in a divergent lower high, but it is a problem. It's a concern of mine as in terms of going long, but maybe we don't get much of a down wave. I would note that the lower Bollinger is now up to 6709 and it's about to cross for 200-day and then the 50-day, and by the end of the week that's probably going to be a level of support around 6900, which is a minor gap. Again, unless there's some craziness in the Middle East in the next day or two, this little purple gap is not going to get filled anytime soon. Never mind this giant gap. This giant gap will be an issue for maybe not until later in the year. When I say later, I mean, maybe on the flip side of Labor Day. But one day at a time. So I lean short-term bearish for early Tuesday, but not that much. Again, clearly dependent on the news. I will say VIX, have a quick look. VIX was higher for a second day. Today's candle's spiky from the 10 of May. I do lean net bullish because the VIX did see daily momentum briefly turn positive today. Should turn at least somewhat positive tomorrow. Basic target would be 20 threshold, and then 21's upper Bollinger resistance is 22. So 20, 21, 22 on a stretch. And then we'll be prone to rolling over again with equities going up. All right. Apple. Let's go through some individual names. So Apple's Friday candle was very spiky and it did settle down 1.2%. So that makes sense. Momentum is on the higher end, prone to weakening a little bit. Oh, yeah, the miners are not good. Look at this. Look at this. It's come down from equal minus 224 to 179. Now it's about to test the 200-day. That's a problem. American Eagle down 3%. Terrible. First Majestic down 2.4. AMD down 5.25% despite 2.5 upgrades. And yeah, I did say 2.5. Amazon, new historic high up 1.4%. It's impressive. Again, orange gap. It's currently off the menu. Forget it. American Express down a little bit. Barrick down 1.2%. Again, nearing the 200-day. Got to watch that for the miners. Boeing down 2.7. Set to tag orange gap. Financials generally down. Bank of America down 2. BlackRock 1. Blackstone down 1.7. Friday's candle black played out. Today's candle is bearish engulfing down 1.7, much like the S&P candles. Caterpillar new strike high Friday, but we did lean weak. We're down 1.7 today. Oh, I'm just gonna fly through some of these I just don't care about right now. Coinbase up 6 because a Bitcoin was up and earnings are out. Deckers, yet retail had a bad day. Deckers down 3%. Disney down 1.7. Earnings are Wednesday and will be mixed. I don't like that one. Ford down 3%. Freeport down 1.7. Again, we do have a big old upside gap here, so but, no interest in that one. Google did print a newer strike high, did settle down 0.6 though. Home Depot, look at this. Dive bombing down 3.5%. New multi-year low in the 312s. Wow, wow. Again, I'm not short, but neither am I long, so it's just kind of sideline entertainment. Heckler down 2.5%. They have earnings Tuesday after hours, which should be excellent. Intel down almost 4%. Again, these crazy stocks are just way overbought. Joby down almost 5. Again, another financial down. KKR down 0.3. It's tired. KKR does have earnings Tuesday morning, I think. Yeah. McDonald's down 0.9. Look at this again. This is kind of like the Home Depot issue. It's just plummeting away. Yeah, bad day for the restaurants. If I type in a few of the others, yeah, look at this. Wingstop down 6.4. Wendy's 2.4. New. That's a new cycle low, right? Yeah, 250, 651. Horrible. TXRH 1.5. Carver down 2%. That's a short. Um, what's the other one? Cracker Barrel, CBRL. Ooh, 6.5%. Horrible. Horrible. Got to be bearish the restaurants for the summer. Meta marginal bounce. This chart is a mess. Let's clean this up before I just move on. I don't even want to keep that gap on. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. It's a real mess of a chart. MV Materials down 0.5% again. I got to think sooner or later this is got to want to fill this gap down to $30. Momentum is subtly rolling over. I wouldn't be short it, but sure, so I wouldn't be buying this. Not at this time. Um, Microsoft, that's a hollow red reversal candle. Leans bullish for Tuesday, but probably not the open. Micron, new historic high up 6%. Wild. And that reminds me of Sandisk, SNDK. Sandisk broke a new historic high up 5.8% to 1255. Unbelievable. I mean, look, look at this. This is clinically insane. This stock was $42 in August. This stock was up $68 today, which gets it now to 1255. It's gone up more in a day than the entire stock was worth last. Actually, you can go back to maybe September when it was about 60 there. But this is wild. Again, insanely overbought, but would you short it? No. No. Incredible. Netflix down percent, much to say there. Nike again, shoes, they're selling. Look at this. This is textbook. New cycle low there. They bounce it and they get stuck at the gap and now they're rolling over again. Friday's candle, black, played out. Down 2.9%. Horrible. This is getting its ass kicked out of a Dow. I don't know when it's going to happen. Could be this month, probably not. Next month, probably not. But before year end, absolutely. This is getting kicked out of the Dow. Again, then the question should be, well, if when Nike goes, who's going to replace it? I don't know. I mean, I think Tesla should be in the Dow, but you got to wonder, you know, it's complicated by the fact that Tesla looks like it's going to get merged into SpaceX. once it gets listed. Anyway, moving on. Nvidia up 3 cents. That's a black candle. That's bearish for early Tuesday. Ondas drones were selling off, but again, broadly, this is just multi-month chop. Oracle up 4.9. Today's candle's a little bit spiky from there. I would be open to a tag of red gap, but it does look like we're going to come up to teal gap with a 200-day. Maybe not this week, maybe next week, perhaps. Occidental up 2.5% because of oil. Pan American Silver down 1.3. Palantir had a black candle, closed up 1.4%. Earnings and after hours were fine. Stock was up a little bit, but today's black candle does suggest that the stock will be down early Tuesday. PayPal, earnings tomorrow, don't care. Red Cat down 2%, don't care, but it's a fine drone. Transocean had earnings and after hours. I haven't even looked. Um, I'm not a fan. I just can't. Oh, yeah, but there's Rocket Lab. So I was thinking of buying Rocket Lab early Tuesday, but I was looking at the smaller cycles this early morning, and I'm like, hey, this is a buy. So I bought Rocket Lab when it was down 0.8. It then went immediately up 2.5%, which was great. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? Do I sell it for a quick gain or do I hold on? And I held on and it went back to fractionally negative. And then there was a secondary wave up to 2.25%, and I bailed for a nice gain. The stock kept going to up 3%. So it was up 3% at the high, maybe 3.25. And it did cool off into the close. It settled up 1.9. I'm wondering if we can maybe get down to the 50-day. I mean, the 50-day is 72.5. That does look a stretch, actually. But I think we could be down a couple of percent early Tuesday. So if I'm right about the main market being red early Tuesday, that to me it seems probable. But Rocket Lab should be down a couple of percent tomorrow. It could even be down near the maybe 75 on a stretch. I don't know, but I want to buy it. I'm going to buy it back again. I mean, look at it. It's $80. It was 93 just 2 weeks ago. The all-time historic high 99. I think this is going to be taken out. Could it be taken out on earnings? Yeah, it could. It could be taken out on earnings. So I want to be long for earnings, which are due first day after hours. So I'm looking to buy it back tomorrow morning after doing a day trade today. I like this one a lot. I really do. Look at the way look at where it bounced. Bounced off for 200-day in November. Bounced off for 200-day in late March. Yeah, I like it. Moving on. Tesla up 0.4%, which is pretty good considering the main market. I guess it's the issue about Trump wanted to put tariffs on the EU. So um, how's he going to do that? Because they all got struck down, right? So he's talking about putting tariffs on EU stuff. I guess there's other ways to do it. But Take Two had a breakout up 4%. Look at this. It's a nice breakout. Yeah. United Airlines down 2.5%. You got to think, as long as we don't drop under the 84s, you could still be the most bullish target would be teal gap, right? Is it going to happen in May? Could do, but maybe not. Maybe in June or early July. Yeah. UPS. Oh, yeah, this is crazy stuff in the morning about FedEx and UPS agreeing to both deciding to refund customers relative to some tariffs. Stocks got smashed. I mean, 10.5%. I will note that we tested for 200-day today. Note that momentum turned negative on heavy vol. FedEx looks very similar, down 9.1%. Momentum turned negative. So these rolled over on Friday. You would have, again, look at the vol there. That. The only other one is Exxon, I think. Actually, there's a few others. I should be noting stuff down. I'm still trying to cover a lot of stocks. I'm not even sure if I'm going to do a chart hour this evening. I haven't done one of those since October. Oh my God, the work never ends, but I do enjoy it most of the time. But yeah, the other two I was going to highlight would be one, let's do GameStop. GameStop was down 10.1% on a, from what I understand, not particularly great interview on CNBC this morning with the CEO. So GameStop's bidding some ridiculous amount, 50 odd billion, maybe it's 56 billion for eBay. But where are they going to get the money for that? I don't know what their game is. No pun intended. So GameStop was down 10. Market doesn't like the idea of the deal. eBay up 5%. I will note, no, that's not a black candle, but it's a bit spiky. Also note, last Thursday's candle was a Hollywood reversal. You got to wonder, there were buyers piling in. Did somebody knew? Maybe. And then Friday was up, and today gapped. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. Monstrous. Oh my God. What else is there to highlight? Jeez. I guess gold and silver, right? So gold was down $90, 2%. This is just lousy. Look at it. You can even argue short-term structure is a bear flag. Momentum is negative. Nothing good there. Nothing good there. Silver was down $2.45, 3.3%. Momentum remains marginally negative. This isn't good. You can even argue structure's a baby bear flag on the daily. Again, the real problems start if we go under that low of 60.94 or the 200-day at 62s. This isn't good at all. And let's conclude with oil. Commodity oil was up by $3.11, 3%. You can argue structure is a baby bull flag. Momentum is still increasingly positive. Let's look at USO on a daily. Friday's candle wasn't a reversal. No, it wasn't. But you could argue structure's a bull flag. On an hourly chart, and I do like my hourly charts, what is that? That is a baby bull flag. Again, if you're bullish oil, you should be bearish equities. So I am bearish equities, and therefore I should be bullish oil. So the structure is a bear flag in equities, a bull flag in the VIX, a bull flag in oil. Cyclically, we are fractionally higher. There's upside potential there for tomorrow. I mean, it's not like we're up here, right? We're there. There's plenty of there's upside potential. I think we'll leave it there. I'm going to see if I have the energy and inclination to do a chart hour on X. I don't know. Maybe it's just a waste of my time. Maybe I should just go watch another movie. It's very tempting. We'll see what happens. But for now, um, yeah, today was okay. Never easy, but it was okay. Good night.